2024年11月14日、みずほ銀行と楽天カードは提携カードみずほ楽天カードを2024年12月3日より提供開始すると発表しました。
皆様、本日はみずほフィナンシャルグループ
Thank you very much for participating in the Mizuho Financial Group and the Rakuten Group joint press conference today. We will now begin the joint press conference.
早速ではございますが、本日の共同記者発表内容についてご説明を行ってまいります。
Regarding the content of the joint press conference,
ま
I'd
ず
like to
お
give
話し
an
させていただくの
explanation.
は、株式会社
First,
みず
the
ほフィナンシャルグル
speaker
ー
is
プ取締役兼
Mizuho
執行役社
Financial
長
Group
グループ
President and Group
CEO
CEO
木原正弘、
Masahiro Kihara.
そして楽天グループ株式会社
From
代
Rakuten
表取
Group,
締役会長兼
Chairman and
社長
CEO
三木谷博です。
Hiroshi Mikitani.
それではまず三木谷社長、よろし
First,
くお願いし
Mr.
ます。
Mikitani will give an address.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for joining us between Mizuho and Rakuten joint press conference. Thank you very much for your time today. I'd like to start off by talking about Rakuten Group, especially for how Rakuten Group's financial business has been growing so far, and from that journey. That we have also developed a fintech ecosystem driven by the financial business of ours, and I'll also later talk about the future prospect of that, which includes the partnership with the Mizuho Financial Group. As you know, Rakuten Group has been established in 1997. This is one of the very first Japanese e-commerce, internet commerce site, and we have been the IPO in 2000, and Mizuho actually made some investment on equity for Rakuten Securities. Securities being listed, and also Rakuten Card is another business that we have launched. Rakuten Bank is another example where we've been following after the e-commerce business with the series of different financial systems, financial businesses. Currently, Rakuten Groups has something that we call Rakuten ecosystem, and the size of the business membership in Japan is more than 100 million, and 76.6% of the people have more than 2 services by us. So in terms of numbers of services, we have more than 70 service offerings. So ecosystem have been grown so big as this size, especially in 2005 when Rakuten Card has initially been issued. Because that can be driven to the ecosystem on the offline system, and the Rakuten Card was driving the fintech ecosystem on the Rakuten banner. Now this is the journey that we have taken in Rakuten Card in 2005. When we have started to issue our credit card. That was issuances about 50 cards a day back then, but now a day is more than 10,000 cards are being issued a day after day. Right now, we have more than 31.44 million cards, and shopping GTV is the biggest in Japan. And so currently, our transaction volume is about 21.1 trillion yen. So we are growing, so I think we have a good sight in hitting 30 trillion yen. And about 24% is the GDP market share. So we call it 30 in terms of our targets, 30 trillion, 30% in GDP are our targets currently. Now, under ecosystem, the structure looks like this. There are many different Rakuten groups, non-financial services, Rakuten e-commerce, Rakuten mobile. It's not only the payment options for that, but we do have cross-sales, giving customers many different options. We do have Rakuten Bank, Securities, Rakuten Insurance, and also Rakuten Payment is actually under Rakuten Card. This is more than QR card. You can also make a payment with a smart IC chip. we do have many different options available under your choice of payment mechanism. So you could use it, save it, earn it, and prepare for it. So both in online and offline, where full coverage like this. And let me just read this off. Rakuten QR code, and IC payment, which is Rakuten Eddy. So Rakuten Point, which is number one in the loyalty point. And we do have, now we have Rakuten Card with the strategic partnership with the equity. And Rakuten is like a cryptocurrency and cryptocurrency transaction, right? So securities and insurance. So there are a lot of things that we cover under Rakuten FinTech or the FinTech business. And Rakuten FinTech business has a huge presence today. More than 30% of our revenue is coming from so-called financial businesses, and this is actually growing quite fast. And this is all I wanted to talk about at the moment. Let me hand it over to you.
This is Akihara speaking. Thank you very much for gathering together today. Before I get into the content of the collaboration, let me speak of the significance of this relationship from my perspective. As Mikitani-san just explained, when it comes to the fusion of commerce and finance and digitalization finance, it changes very fast. As you may know, Rakuten Securities, in the 2 years, 2 million new accounts they added, and 2 times AUM to 32 trillion. We cannot ignore this trend. On the other hand, the more digitalization, the more importance or impact of face-to-face consultation. That is where Mizuho comes in. Mizuho brand image, when you ask about it with the consumers, people say gentle, elegant, and future-looking. That means easy to access. So in the digital world, it's possible to do many things in digital, but still many people want to consult with people. That's why people are still coming to branches and seeing the consultants. So those two, one is strong digital and fusion of commerce and finance, and the most convenient point ecosystem Rakuten, and face-to-face, gentle and caring Mizuho. Those two can put together to do a great thing. 2 years ago, we have invested into 20% of Rakuten Securities. Since then, we have done a lot of collaborations and have a lot of discussions to deepen our mutual trust. And that led to the next step that we are entering today, further mutual trust and further collaboration between the two companies. Rakuten's mission is to empower people and society, which we echo very much. So, Japan, if you look, is at a watershed. Growth and distribution cycle is what we have to achieve. And in the meantime, people's happiness and Japanese companies, especially SMEs' success, we have to support. And the two companies want to do this together. Mizuho's purpose is to challenge and succeed together. So that's what we want to do together with Rakuten, to give benefits to society. Please go to next page. This is what we have done so far together with Rakuten. And please take a look at this later. But for this collaboration, Capital Alliance partnership, first of all, between Mizuho Rakuten Card has been established, and we are starting the issuance of cards in December from the two companies. Rakuten Service and Mizuho Services integrated using points to provide benefits and convenience in payment services. And within this, within Mizuho, we have Orico, and you see these are affiliates, companies. This time, these two entities are involved in the collaboration. Orico is in the coffee cup. sorry, not in the capital, the installation payments business. And credit screening method is their strength. And they have established this system from the METI. In terms of the credit extension, they have been certified with the license. That means easy and simplified application for credit. They can do this with the quick screening. And they can accommodate different types of repayment schemes. So they can provide very convenient credit services going forward in the digital world. And then together with Rakuten Ichiba and Rakuten Card, and we want to provide these services so that Rakuten Ichiba products, we can expand sales and cards as well. And on the other hand, we can expand the user base of Origo. There is UC as well. For the corporate banking and business, they are providing cards. That's where they have an advantage. Rakuten's major issue is probably the people affiliated with Rakuten Ichiba, the suppliers, their finance situation. We can help together for the corporate cards. That's what we would like to do together. As I mentioned earlier, Japan has to be revitalized, and we have to focus on consumers and companies, and we want to support both together. And other than that, as well, for merchants, we would like to mutually utilize merchants and activate merchants together. And in terms of operation, we have different infrastructure, including back office, and we would like to share those infrastructure facilities. Also, there are new methods of payments, and we want to be involved in the joint development of payment methods going forward. So it's not limited only to this. We are thinking about various new ideas to do together. But so far, this is what we can say. Thank you very much.
ではご覧ください。
So please, you may come off the stage.
それではここからは
Now
楽
I'd
天
like
カード
to
株式会社
ask
代表取締役副社長
Executive
中
Vice
村浩一
President
より
and
お話しいたします。
Director
よろしくお願いします。
Koichi Nakamura from Rakuten Card Incorporated will speak.
ただいまご紹介いただきました楽
Thank
天
you
カードの
for
中村です。
introduction. My name is Nakamura from Rakuten Card. Now I'd like to share a product which is the #1 example of our product partnership. The very first one. So this is in 2024, and December the 3rd is the starting date of where each credit card is going to be launched. This is going to be very stylish, very fashionable, with the logo of Rakuten and Mizuho. You can enjoy saving the points, but the mileage services from Rakuten is also be available. This is one of the kind, making sure those two things, perks are both available. And this is the overview of the Mizuho card, free annual fee, and 1 point per 100 yen. You can get 3% get back from by using it on Rakuten card. It's very easy to get the loyalty points. It is only the bank, it will be paid from Mizuho banks, and with the 330 yen can be added to get the additional points. And for ETC card can be shared if you wish. For Diamond and Platina, you don't have to pay for that. For others, you pay for 570 to get that card. And card insurance is also backed, and and the damage can be remediated by us up to 60 days of the report for lost or stolen event. For overseas insurance, with the if you subscribe to Mizuho Rakuten Card's overseas insurance, you can get the insurance paid up to 20 million yen and for damage or the death or the disability, you also get additionally benefit. Mizuho Mileage Club's mileage benefit comes like this. And by using the credit card or registered to it, you'll be also be able to use it at Mizuho Bank or Ion Bank at ATMs with no yen, 0 yen, and you don't have to pay anything for the off-hour usage. And if you're using more than 1 million, then you will also be able to use the ATM 3 times, up to 3 times a month. And for 3 times a month, you don't have to pay anything for the wire transfer. And this is Mizuho's. This is the very first credit card where Mizuho Mileage Club's perks and benefit can be made available to you with the different perks. And on December the 3rd, on the launch day, we will have the celebration campaign for celebrating this launch for new registration, for usage. By setting up with the Mizuho Bank as an account, we'll be giving you 13,000 points. And for those of you who already have a credit card, Rakuten credit card, why not think about the second card as a Mizuho Rakuten card? Because you will get 3,000 points by doing so. Mizuho Rakuten card, all of the cards at the back side of it comes with the Rakuten cards barcodes are being printed. Therefore, the points that you have gained can be used at all the merchants that are using Rakuten platform for their credit card services. With the 1 point in 100 yen, every 100 yen, and Rakuten and travel or other internet services, or you can use it on Rakuten Pay or other apps, and every data of yours is converged by us. And aside from the points, it will be much easier to get the additional Rakuten points with the barcodes behind that. Bank transaction or regular shoppings will come with much ease with the Mizuho Rakuten credit card. And lastly, let me just talk about another synergy with Mizuho Financial Group, which is the enterprise business or the corporate business. With this partnership, Rakuten Card is focusing mainly on consumer, but we would want to expand our growth to corporate and enterprise size, one of which is the credit card potential partnership in providing corporate credit card using Mizuho's corporate customers to expand that, and also the merchandise as well. We would like to have much more stronger partnership with Mizuho so that we can create more synergy to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
続いては質疑応答ですが、ステージ上の準備が整いましたので、
But we will set up the stage, so
質疑には先ほど説明を行いました3名に加え、株式会社みずほ銀行執行役員の井秋之を加えました4名にて回答いたします。
be joining us.
それでは会場の下の方でご質問がございます方は、挙手でご質問ください。
Please raise your hand if you have a question. The staff members will give you the microphone. Seki, I have a question to Mizuho-san. LINE Bank and others in the past, in the digital field, you have done some activities in the past. On the other hand, now you are working with Rakuten and also existing card brand, UC and Oracle you already have. So you have 3 card brands today then. So it seems that your attention is distributed. What is the intention behind? Would you share with us your strategies? I'd like to take up this question. Mizuho Mileage Club card involves Oracle and the credit season as well. We will continue to provide this same service to cater to customer needs and requirements. So we have an open strategy to provide whatever customers want. So that's the stance. Thank you very much. Next question, please.
Just we probably need to do streamlining a bit, just more why. But with the partnership with the Credit Suisse, there were some benefits for us. So we will pick and continue some, like my colleague Luisa has said, our strategy is being open, which we would like to have a huge respect about being open. Thank you. My name is Sekiguchi from Nikkei. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I do have questions to President Kihara as Mizuho. Now, partnership with Rakuten as a Mizuho, there were some challenges that you probably want to address in your retail business, and what those challenges might be. Please tell me. And what are your expectations in how to address those challenges with this partnership? And also, please tell us more about potential synergy with this partnership. Well, thank you very much. I myself, back in 2022, February, when I became the president, I've been thinking about how do we do this retail strategy. That's been my thoughts all the time. And so we're not expecting the market is going to rate and go up, but Japan is actually being faced with a lot of different challenges. But the financing demand has to go up. Therefore, we have to make sure that we have enough balance to be able to address that demand, right? But if you think about it, digital is expanding very fast now. And like I said at the beginning, commerce and finance are being converged, where consumers are flowing into that, right? You get that, what I mean. And in that sense, and in order to have a stickiness of our a deposit, how can we do that? Can we do it ourselves or not? These are the very imminent questions over the last 2 years. My conclusion right now is we will go deep in our digital capability, but Mizuho is strong about openness. We've been having open strategy for many years. That's our corporate principle, being open, having a partnership because there are high capable people. So why not explore about the partnering with the highly capable organization people? And then in December 2022 is where we have made equity investments to Rakuten Securities, and we are here today with many things happening in between. And synergy expectations is now, or when we do inorganic partnership, we think about return. We have a target of the return, because it's a risk return. How do we want to, how much return are we expecting for the risk for the option that we are taking? Whether Rakuten Securities and Rakuten Card, both of them does have, we are confident that we can have, overperform in return, right? So that's the perspective in which I hope that answers your question. Yes. Hope.
Thank you. Any other questions? The fifth row from the front. From Toyo Keizai, my name is Ichi. I have a question to Kihara-san. The framework of the collaboration includes UC Cards and Orico. Those two entities, are they going to operate card business standalone, or are you thinking about integration with Rakuten? At this point in time, I don't think I can answer that question. Orico is doing a lot of affiliated cards, so that will continue. On the other hand, the biggest challenge for Orico, they have announced a downward forecast revision just the other day. And they will have to increase the return, and including the stock price. It is critical for them to have a turnaround in performance. In that sense, they have got this license today, or they acquired this license from METI. There are only 2 players with this license in Japan. So the possibility of utilizing this has to be capitalized with Rakuten together. with the big base at Rakuten. First of all, they have to increase the return and the share price first. And after that, we will think about what to do. Thank you.
Third person in the front.
プレスウォッチの薄田と申します。
My name is Usuda from Impress Watch. I too wanted to ask a question to both of you. And now I think your presentation have actually, I get the idea about synergy for short term, but at the same time, in the long term, there potentially is cannibalization. So my question is like, how would you evaluate what are the KPIs, what are the targets, whether issuing numbers of insurance of the car, what are the KPIs to say that this partnership is successful or not? What are the important KPIs for the success of this partnership? Well, naturally, numbers of cars being issued, or like how much deposit can we grow, or because amount of transaction, or because a new credit process. And there are different sets of KPIs that wouldn't say we have established all the KPIs being fixed, but we are going to be having a list of KPIs, and we agree with the President Mikitani to agree with the KPIs. I cannot give you the specifics, but that's how we do. Cannibalization or not, if you ask me, so it depends on how digital will grow, but digital and face-to-face is actually there are a lot of symbiotic relationship between these two because in many ways like AIs come in and some people think everything can be done in digital, but some other people wants to ask the real people. That's why for example NISA. There are a lot of questions, consultation, people coming to ask questions about NISA to our branch. Now, under this program, if Rakuten Securities customer wants to ask some question, and now Mizuho and Mirai does have like a joint venture with like a 10% and 90% each from our companies. And starting point was quite difficult, but more and more customers are coming, receiving the consultation services. So somebody who's doing Rakuten Securities, maybe they're investing on digital. If their amount becomes bigger, they wanted to ask like some professional opinions, and they want to have 2 and 3 accounts in securities business. So I don't think there's going to be any cannibalization. Well, I think it's how do I say this? Digital dominated, like a QR code, digital payment. It's about 40% of the consumer spending. Other Western countries are above 80%. So cash is still dominant in Japan, but the digital payment is going up. But the market has a much greater opportunity to grow and expand. So credit card can be the center in expanding this and growing this market. Therefore, Rakuten Group's Rakuten Card can give an access to the assets that many of the consumers are not being able to use before. Well, Mizuho have a different credit cards. If they switching from that existing credit card to Rakuten Mizuho credit card, that will improve the loyalty for Mizuho Financial Group as well as loyalty for Rakuten. And I think that's the story. And Obico's what's been mentioned during that presentation, but there were a lot of credit generating opportunity that we haven't captured. That's another opportunity, right? And a corporate, we haven't issued any corporate or enterprise credit card, but many of the customers are actually asking for it with high demand. We can have a partnership with Mizuho to expand on exploring that opportunity. And for payment, Rakuten is actually a subsidiary for Rakuten Card, and this is also a profitable business. This is another potential, huge potential could happen with our partnership. Online presence is very strong for us, we believe, but offline real market is not that. We don't have any physical branches, stores. Some people want to have face-to-face discussions. There was a lot of people like that today. So I think the synergy is great.
Thank you. The lady on the fourth row from the front, please. Nishikata from NHK. Thank you very much. Mikitani-san, Kihara-san, I have a question. What would be the point linkage possibilities in the future? If there is any possibility, could you talk about the prospect? This time we issue the Mizuho Rakuten Card. Mizuho Point and the Rakuten Point. Both of them will be awarded. For the point exchange, I think he's talking about point exchange. In the Mizuho Mileage Club, we are developing a new point system today. And when it's finished, we would like to consult between the two companies. So it is in the future plan, but how exactly we are realizing it is not decided yet. And for Mizuho Rakuten Card, you can earn Rakuten point, and there will be cash back from the Mizuho side as well. In terms of cash back, it's the cash back, it's not the point yet.
And somebody who's at the back side, but in the middle. My name is Namika, a freelance journalist, and I'd like to ask a question first to Kihara-san. You earlier mentioned that within Rakuten e-commerce, the merchants, you talked about the financing for the merchants. That I think you mentioned about that, right? Is that like are you willing to get into transactional lending? That's what I took from what your comment, that you're willing to get into that business, meaning Rakuten Group has those customer bases and they have transaction data, customer transaction based on that particular database. By analyzing that, you can do a lot of credit underwriting or credit. My take is like that's what you are intending to do. Am I correct? Well, merchants has supply payments to their suppliers, financing for that supply payments, accounts payable, and there are corporate credit card. Right, one way to do it is like you have them use corporate credit card to make that payment, or if you call that a transactional lending, then that might be the transactional lending. But Namika-san, I think what you are implying to you thinking suppliers have many different financing in and out. We observe that from data and then put in the credit limit based on that transactions. I think that you were thinking about that, but that can be possible in my view. Do I have any specific, very specific, have we discussed in details both sides? Not quite, but the business card, corporate business card first, to be incorporated within Rakuten Card, because you see, as a company, already has the corporate card. Their underwriting skill is quite advanced, right? That's what we are thinking about already. Beyond that is, but there can be many different options, and what you just raised could be one example. I hope that's okay. And Kihara-san, like what you have said, what I was thinking about was because there is a digital technology technology. You leverage digital technology. Nowadays, it's much easier to assess the credit, how much credit you can accept. Absolutely. And another thing is Rakuten Group has, if Rakuten Card comes in as a kind of central, and it will be able to do that because it's not that much of a distributed approach. But I agree. Thank you.
ありがとうございます。では、前の3列目のネクタイの方、お願いいたします。
The person in the third row, with the time, please. My name is Suzuki from Bloomberg. To Mikitani-san, Kihara-san, I have a question for each one of you. It's not about affiliated card. It's about 14.99% investment. The significance of this. For Mizuho, Kihara-san, you said for SME especially, you are seeing a future development potential for payments so that you can contribute to the upside of Japan as a whole. That's what you said. So by having this relationship with Rakuten, who has Rakuten Ichiba, maybe it becomes visible if you make a contribution. But for Mizuho, Rakuten Ichiba people, there will be development. But this is a less than equity method. If you think about the earnings contribution, maybe we could have increased it to more than 20%. This is a materialistic question, but why was this less than 20%? This is a question to both of you. I'm a cautious person. So we thought that we should start with an equity less than equity method boundary. And the Rakuten card for Rakuten is a very important business. And to acquire more than 20% of the business is something that we didn't think it was necessary this time. There is not such a deep meaning. Thank you. For us, we have Rakuten Card and we have Rakuten Group, a comprehensive trustworthiness. We want to increase it. That's why we got the investment from Mizuho. Not just receiving equity investment. We wanted to expand new business opportunities in the corporate business as well as the alliance with Oracle as well. So that way, as the Rakuten Group as a whole, we thought that this deal is very beneficial. In terms of the percentage, from the discussion between the two parties, we thought that it was better to be less than that criteria. That's why we decided on this percentage. Thank you. We are afraid that we have to entertain one more question only because of the time constraint.
Yes, with the advance and glasses at third. What time is it? What time? It's like 11 or 12 minutes after. We can maybe take 2. Because I have to go announcement, but I think I'll be okay if I just get there by 3:45. My name is Mono from Yomiuri. I do have a question to you, Mikitani-san. With this partnership, and I asked this question during the announcement yesterday, securities, finance, and now credit card, and you will have a much stronger relationship with the Mizuho, and I think it's the accumulation of your relations. But what had driving your relationship to go one step deeper? What made you take that step? Well, initially the Rakuten Group and they were the main bank, so we did have a lot of different aspects of the relationship that's already been built. And then we had many different synergies, discussing with many different stakeholders about potential synergies for business. But like I said, synergy, we thought the synergy potential is very big, that's one. And also the trust that we each top management have shared with each other. Thank you.
もうお二人ぐらい。
Okay, two more persons. Then the person in the first row, please. Freelance, Ishikawa. You said Mizuho's strength is face-to-face consultation, but other than finance, in Rakuten ecosystem there are many. For example, sale of mobile phones in the branch of Mizuho. And in Japan Post case, there was such an example, so it's not impossible. Mikisai-san may not like this, but by the industry code, we cannot do this. So I think it's difficult. So we can't do that, but we can do many other things. But the sale of mobile phones in the branch, I don't think so. Because finance business is not selling merchandise. Understood. Thank you. Well, we have to convince the government to revise the code.
Very last question. Yes, the person in front. Yes, very first row. Yes.
フリーランスの小山と申し
My
ます。
name is Koyama, freelance journalist. I do have a question to you, Kihara, President Kihara. And other competitors like the Mitsui Sumitomo Financial Group has a platform called Olive or V-Point. They are enhancing on their digital strategy, it seems like. But can you talk a little more about your digital strategy at your bank? Because with Rakuten Points, Rakuten Card, loyalty points, or you also talk about ecosystem. What is your thought around your ecosystem? Well, thank you. Well, in my view, rather than just trying to do it ourselves alone, I think ecosystem will be bigger when we are having an open approach. We do, of course, have to digitalize our processes, marketing, loyalty points, and all that needs to be done. But collaboration with the other companies will give us much wider breadth in expanding the ecosystem, in my view. So we've been open has been strategy to begin with. Therefore, we are having this partnership with Rakuten. Thank you very much. Now, with that, we'd like to close question and answer. And please step down from stage for those presenters, please. Thank you.